Welcome to the City of Oviedo virtual Memorial Day ceremony. Memorial Day is our nation's opportunity to honor and remember our military heroes who paid the ultimate sacrifice. Normally, we host a Memorial Day ceremony at the Oviedo Veterans Tribute at Oviedo on the Park. However, this year, out of an abundance of caution, we bring you our Memorial Day ceremony in this fashion. The Oviedo Veterans Tribute at Oviedo on the Park serves as our hometown veterans tribute and memorial. Remember the past, honor the present, inspire the future is the inscription and mission of our Veterans Tribute. This Memorial Day, as in prior years, we want the families of our hometown fallen in service to know we will never forget the tremendous sacrifice of these heroes. We begin this year's ceremony with a posting of colors from Boy Scout Troop 931, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
Front, face, forward, march, dip, dip, snip, right, dip, 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 right, dip, 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 right, dip, 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 right, dip. Lift, face, breathe it, on. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Order, arms. Forward, march.
The Oviedo Veterans Tribute at Oviedo on the Park was dedicated in 2015 and serves as our hometown tribute and memorial to our Oviedo military veterans and families. The tribute incorporates 5 distinct features, each designed with a special purpose. The fountain of service includes all the military branches inlaid on granite panels as water flows from each into a common trough representing honorable and unified service. The POW MIA monument reminds us that we are a nation that fights for justice and freedom, often taking the fight to distant lands, and in which many of our military heroes have never returned home. The Veteran Wall of Names includes our hometown military veterans that are serving or have prior service. The names are on stainless plates, are random in placement, reflecting the unity among our service members. The Fallen in Service Monument includes the names of our hometown military heroes who paid that ultimate sacrifice. This monument serves as a reminder the price of freedom comes at a great cost, and for that we remain in great debt to our fallen in service and their families. The American flag boldly flies over the tribute, keeping faithful watch as our nation's most revered symbol of freedom. The base of the flagpole contains 4 rows of bricks harvested from the Oviedo Memorial Building, incorporating the past with the present. The Fallen in Service bell ringing ceremony is a time-honored practice of honoring and remembering our hometown fallen heroes who paid the ultimate sacrifice. Performing this year's ceremony is Oviedo Recreation and Parks employee and retired United States Marine Antonio Ortiz. Staff Sergeant James H. Pierce, United States Army, World War II. Tech Sergeant Jasper C. Spivey, United States Army, World War II. Corporal Gordon W. Johnson, Jr., United States Army, World War II. Sergeant Walter E. Olive, United States Army, World War II. Private First Class James A. Parton, United States Marine, World War II. Petty Officer Arthur R. Hunter, Jr., United States Navy, World War II. Lieutenant Charles Hodgegate, United States Navy, Naval Air Crash, Oviedo. Petty Officer John W. Bush, United States Navy, Naval Air Crash, Oviedo. Petty Officer Horace E. Marks, United States Navy, Naval Air Crash, Oviedo. Specialist Henry A. Shiver, United States Army, Vietnam War. Private Gordon M. Johnson, United States Army, Vietnam War. Sergeant First Class Alan C. Cash, United States Army, Operation Iraqi Freedom. Staff Sergeant Robert J. Miller, United States Army, Operation Enduring Freedom. Captain Bruce A. McFarlane, United States Army, Operation Enduring Freedom. Specialist Brendan N. Salazar Nelson, United States Army, Operation Enduring Freedom. I was honored to be selected to provide this year's keynote presentation, and I thought what might be most meaningful is to share my experience, having served as chairman of the Veterans Tribute Inaugural Committee and among some very dedicated and talented committee members. And I also wanted to share my family's personal experience with military service. One of the most meaningful experiences I personally encountered was speaking to veterans or family members of veterans and amazing stories of service and sacrifice. The first year alone, we gathered over 1,000 applications for our Veterans Name Wall. On one occasion, I met a 90-plus-year-old veteran that submitted 8 applications from his family, one of which dating all the way back to 1917, and he said there would have been more, but we did not include the Civil War. It was obvious, talking to this amazing veteran, just how significant his entire family's military service has been to our nation. He was so grateful and full of pride that his family was to be included in the Hometown Veterans Tribute. Many stories of inspiring and heroic service, and of course, those of heartbreaking sacrifice. They each touch my heart in a meaningful way, and I always treasure those moments families chose to share. I'm not sure I would have had the strength that many of them did. The Oviedo Veterans Tribute serves as both a tribute and memorial, a place that reminds us that freedom does not occur without a difficult cost. Many times I observe families or loved ones as they search for their veteran's nameplate. Some capture the visit with photos, while others take a pencil etching, and some just sit and stand in quiet reflection. May we never forget that freedom is not free, is inscribed on the Fallen in Service Memorial. Each name details the unselfish and heroic sacrifice of these heroes. The American flag stands guard over this memorial as to say, thank you, good and faithful servant. Your service was not in vain, and we as a nation honor you today and always. I am grateful our community has a proper memorial to honor and remember our fallen in service, and I pray comfort for them every day and on this Memorial Day. My family also served in our armed forces. My father, Ed White, served in the United States Air Force during the Korean War. A very proud moment for me was placing his name on one of the Veteran Tribute nameplates. His brother, Robert White, served in World War II in the United States Navy and piloted a landing craft vehicle personnel carrier assigned to the infamous LST-345 with 3 major invasions, including Sicily, Italy, and Omaha Beach, Normandy. He took part in over 50 shore landings in one of the costliest battles in our nation's history. My mother's brother, Theodore Leonard Jansen, also served in World War II in the United States Air Force. His military service began with some very rough days following graduation from basic training, having developed a profoundly serious infection and received penicillin injections every few hours for over a week. He recovered, and he went on to serve on a B-29 Super Fortress bomber as a gunner and other assigned duties. He would take part in several of the final bombing missions over Japan as the war reached its conclusion. As I reflect on the tremendous losses our military families have endured, I'm reminded and encouraged by the strength of our amazing military forces. They always keep faithful watch and stand ready to oppose those that otherwise wish to cause our nation harm. They do so unselfishly, all knowing this act of service to our nation may require them to lay down their life. To all the Gold Star families, we honor your fallen hero today and pray for God's comfort and protection for all of our service members. Thank you for joining us for our Memorial Day ceremony. Special thank you to the Oviedo American Legion Post, and they will perform the unveiling of the new plates that concludes our ceremony.